Android and iPhone users, for the full version of WFO Radio, download the WFO Radio app. It's sports radio for racing fans.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
The ultimate racing show, including WFO Radio NHRA Nitro, WFO Radio Ignition, the WFO Radio NASCAR Tailgate Party, news, videos, push notifications, and more.
I just hope I'm part of it.
Go to the App Store or Android Market, search WFO Radio, and download it now.
Race-winning team from the Pocono 400. We got Adam Stevens and Coy Gibbs, both members of the number 18 M&M's Hazelnut Toyota. So we'll open it up here to the floor for anyone that's got questions. Start with Bob.
Bob Pockris, Fox Sports. Adam, we know this isn't Kyle's favorite aerodynamic package. Do you have to do anything to keep him from being too frustrated, or do you just let him be and hope for the best?
Gosh. Just hang on. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of both. You know, we spend a lot of time during the week together and talking about what we're up against and what everybody's up against. And you know, at the end of the day, we're not racing packages. We're racing other teams and other drivers, and it's our job to beat them. And that was the same with last year's rules, and it's the same with this year's rules. So, you know, it's just a matter of perspective and making sure that he's focused on the right things. But as time goes, that gets easier and easier.
Like last week on the radio when he says, I resign, does that make you laugh or does that make you cringe?
It depends. You know, there's a certain amount of venting of frustrations that helps them, right? That's probably true for all of us. Sliding scale for some people. But you just don't want to see him get to the point where the venting isn't helping relieve the frustration, and then he makes a bad decision. So I remember that incident. I don't remember exactly how I felt at that specific time. But, you know, a lot of times if he can just get it out and then you can refocus him, he's probably better off than keeping it bottled up. So by and large, we've found a way to navigate through that.
Right up front.
Scott Walsh from the Scranton Times-Tribune. Adam, I think we've become conditioned, so used to see Kyle winning, that when he has a couple of finishes like that stretch at Talladega, a couple of tenths, and 30th at Kansas, that he's in a slump. Was he in a slump, and has he obviously broken out of it?
I think you could look at the finishes and say we were in a slump of finishing races for sure. We weren't in a slump for running well. You know, we were second on the last restart, I believe, at Talladega. And got shuffled and was sped on pit road a couple times. Was it Kansas, I think, or one of them places where we drove through too many pit boxes, you know, racing the 88 for the lead. So it's not like we haven't had speed and not like we haven't been up front late in the races when it matters most, but certainly, you know, not finishing off the races and taking advantage of those opportunities will weigh on anybody that does this for a living. You know, this is our job. So it's nice to get back and put a whole weekend together and capitalize on it.
Any other questions? Going once, twice. All right, gentlemen. Thank you.
Awesome. Greatest
interview ever. Wait, actually, stay 1 second. Any other questions in the press box? No?
Questions in the press box.
All right, thanks, guys. We are now joined by the race-winning driver of today's Pocono 400, Kyle Busch, driver of the number 18 M&M's Hazelnut Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. We will open it up to the floor for anyone who has questions. Start with Jeff.
Obviously, you've been outspoken all year about this package, but when you win, like, how do you reconcile the feelings of winning with this package versus how you feel about it?
I think I passed one car today. That was on the outside of turn 3, and I got a good run through turn 2 and kind of shallowed entry to turn 3 a little bit, and Boyer went to block, so I just shot out to his outside, got alongside of him. I mean, that was it. I don't know if anybody else passed anybody on the racetrack for the lead like that, but if so, then maybe this package is awesome, but that's all I know.
Zach.
Zach Sterniola, Pocono Record. 2 parts. First,
on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate the package here?
Stop asking me package questions. I'm done answering them. Next.
Okay.
Let's go to Bob.
Well, then you may not answer this one. But so do you do anything to kind of either motivate yourself or to try to get you in a positive frame of mind for races?
Nope. Am I a positive person? It's rare. I just go, man. I just do what I'm supposed to do. I try to drive as hard as I can, as fast as I can. If there's a car in front of me, I try to pass them. Whichever way I can do that, I try to do it. And if I can't do it, there's days that I'd get ultimately frustrated because I don't feel like my true talents can show on the racetrack because I'm too limited by the air of everything that's kind of going around me that I can't do anything. As a race car driver, when you can't do anything and you can't showcase what your abilities are and how good you should be or you feel like you are, then there's certainly some tense moments and some high frustrations. And today it was going to be that day. Early on in the race, we couldn't really pass. But then there towards the end, I don't know how Boyer got by me. He got a good run off of turn 1, I guess, and got in front of me. But then a couple laps later, I was able to get back by, luckily. So I don't know.
On the restart there, knowing how important the draft was today, or at least the pushes were on the restarts, was there any kind of coordination between you and Eric to try to work together on that restart?
Well, that wasn't the final one. You talking about the final one or no? Well, the final one, Eric was on the inside of me, so I had to compete against him. So it was straight up. I didn't ask, and they didn't ask. So I figured we were just racing it out. And, we were just going to go with whatever went on behind us, what runs we got, what pushes we got from behind. And really, when I left the restart zone, Brad touched me twice in second gear. And then after that, I never got touched again until right before getting off into the corner. And that kind of seemed to be the way a couple restarts earlier in the day as well, too, where I'm trying to back up to those guys and get pushes, and really all you're doing is slowing down that train. So, like the higher horsepower, the other package, you could push all the way down in there, and you could fan out it. I felt like more than what this package alluded to.
Go to Dan.
Dan Gelston, Associated Press. Kyle, as someone who racks up milestones almost every week, what does it mean to now you're in a tie for 9th with Rusty Wallace on the career wins list?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty special. We just keep on doing what we're supposed to do. I've won 55 of them, I guess, but man, there's probably just as many that I've lost out on, and I know that I could have them back. I'd be well on my way. But overall, just keep fighting, keep digging. It's pretty cool to continue to get with and eclipse many of these great names that have helped our sport, build our sport to what it is today, and have been icons for that matter as well.
So Zach.
Zach at TansReady, Does this count as a birthday present for Samantha?
Absolutely, why not? We had a nice day yesterday. We went into the city and just kind of played around and checked some things out, and and then today was able to get her an Eagle trophy. So. Not sure where she'll put this one, but she might just give it back.
Any other questions here on the floor? Go back to Jeff.
I can't tell whether you're happy or not right now.
Huh?
Are you happy?
Why?
You just won. You won the race.
Yeah, so?
Does winning make you happy? Like, are you leaving here? You're like, yes, yay, everything's great.
Yes, yay, okay.
No, I'm just wondering. I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm wondering. I can't tell.
I mean, am I happy? Sure, yeah. Today was a good day. We did what we were supposed to do. We did our job. We've had fast cars this year and have thrown away too many, so I've left the racetrack way too many times this year frustrated, and I guess I try not to let the highs be so high and the lows be so low, but I could probably roll somewhere in the middle. So, when you win, there's a lot of guys that enjoy it a heck of a lot more and get the high from it. But to me, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's my job. And so today was a successful day, and I look at it like that. And now I'm already looking ahead to next week.
Any other Dustin up front? And I'll go to Dan.
Dustin Levine up front stretch. Kyle, what's really clicked for you at Pocono the past 3 years?
I don't know. I felt like when I was here with Dave Rogers the last year or two, I started to click on something, get a little bit better. We finished third, we finished fourth. I think we finished better. And then when I got with Adam, it's just kind of clicked. We've been really, really good here with Adam. So, Adam's obviously a great leader and a great crew chief, and does a really good job being able to listen to me and through practice when we talk about what things I need help with and worked on the race car to make myself better in turn 1 or turn 2 or turn 3, he's able to give it to me. And that's what makes a great crew chief. And so I appreciate his leadership and his ability and being able to understand what's in his race car, what springs and shocks and bars and why everything is the way that it is and what it does and how it affects the car in each different corner with different loads and such, and that he can go to work and figure out what things I'm talking about and describing, and that he knows, okay, well, that's going to be this right here, and if I change this, it's going to make us better here. It's not really going to affect over there, or whatever it is, So he's just he's pretty good about that. Is there another track on the schedule that's kind of that way too? Indy, I guess. Also, we've really been stupid fast at Indy the last few years. Richmond, I've always kind of been good there. Bristol, I've always kind of been good there. Charlotte, I've really run a lot better at Charlotte now. I remember with Dave, we were always kind of mired 4th to 7th, but since Adam, it's kind of been 2nd to 5th, and we've had some first place cars as well too. So, I'm sure I could find some more.
Any other questions here on the floor? Any questions up in the press box?
Just from the press box. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Kyle.
You got it. Right on. Thanks.
This is WFO Radio.